so ebyo nibyo byoma ebi omu Israeli yahereze kuta ahansharo ya Gaza bategerize order kurwa prime minister na minister wa defense bakarumba Gaza mbwenu ebyo bikiri bityo ndukwenda kusibura numuzako bani nkwatayo esimu nkemwe ibiri konkantaka kwasere esimu emwe ningi ibiri nyenda kumanyisangu aba Human Rights Watch ekibina ekirukurwanira obugabe bw'abantu arurengo rw'Siyona cyaheza kutayo okwetombwita kwacho ngo Israeli yatandika kukozesa obutwa obwa White Phosphorous. Obutwa bwa White Phosphorus n'obutwa bw'umunonga obutarukwikiriza kukozesa omurutaro ahari abantu bingi bakutera bomu eka ya White Phosphorus neshika omumwanya ebaruka in air echeza kubaruka ergamu omurro gwa white ningo gwa yero gurukosya munonga ryo rwongoto rukosya at least 800 degrees Celsius ne orwongoto murro gurukosya emirundu runana degrees 800 nurwosya kugira ngo noburwa kushanga emeto echoma meto iron aho rukugwa iron yonka ne meltinga no murro mubi munonga baryono bagukozesa omu Lebanon kandi bagukozesa no muri Gaza batugira ngo Israel cyo kanocho mayangu itize war crime to kubasa kozesa obutwankobwo omurutaro populated areas omurrogo gwakugwaho nugukosyo ruhu gutaha no mu nyama guhika higufa chabaruka iwo omuyikana kinuka nkakatunguli cyumu White Phosphorus nenuka nka garlic ine smell ya garlic wajin heringa nereta obulemeza hango omu respiratory system yo muntu kandi nimbe munonga neretera na misho okuma Israeli yagira ngo ebyo tokuza kubagambira tarumo kurwana na wananko munanka oruno rutaro mwene batugira ngo nembera mbe munonga iyi Israeli ryo netomo abantu ba Gaza hamwe na Lebanon ahari yaba Hezbollah the part of God erukozesa White Phosphorus kandi byo bikiri bityo omuhango mukuru kuruga omuyihanga irya Iran minister w'enshonga zahero wa Iran yayegaranjuro mahanga agetolire Israeli yahereze kuza Iraq aryo naza na Lebanon na naganda mahanga yatugira tukurujiro kundu kurebe bintu ebi bamwe beramburuze ngona tikalenga hagati yaba Hamas na Hezbollah hakaza amabandi players okashanga cyaba a multi front war atecho ninjirana cyo mukera birehara hakabyako kandi we prime minister wihanga irya Lebanon ahaba Hezbollah barukushaje kwa Iran bali atugira ngo ariyo mu mpanura nabakirukwataho okuranga rutaro rutakayongera to expand and escalate deka tubirebi.
Videos showing chemical munitions being fired over the Gaza City port and two rural areas along Israel's border with Lebanon. Now, white phosphorus is used as a smokescreen or as a weapon, but it can cause severe burns, often leaving victims with long-term injuries. The use of white phosphorus in densely populated areas like Gaza is a war crime.
It can be used for various military tactics, either for marking or signaling or obscuring, as you said, as a smokescreen or as a weapon to set fire. And as such, it can severely burn people, houses, fields, civilian buildings, whatever is in the vicinity. So airbusting white phosphorus spreads the substance over a wide area, depending on the altitude of the burst, and it exposes more civilians and infrastructures than a localized ground burst. It can have very harmful effects. It ignites when exposed to oxygen, basically to the atmosphere. It creates a very intense heat up to 815 degrees Celsius, and it can burn the human flesh down to the bone. It can also enter the bloodstream and cause organ failure. That's why even minor burns with white phosphorus can be fatal to humans. And for survivors, the scarring is extensive and absolutely horrendous. I mean, if it falls on civilians, it has extremely harmful effect. And that's why international law, I mean, like using air-delivered incendiary weapons like this in civilian areas, it's prohibited under the protocol of the Convention on Conventional Weapons. Like white phosphorus is unlawfully indiscriminate when it's airburst in populated areas, especially in Gaza, which is one of the most densely populated areas in the world. But to answer your question, they cannot defend themselves, and this is why it's prohibited, because it puts civilians at very grave and unnecessary risk.
Some Western officials asked me if there were any new fronts that will be open or not. In this context, which is the ongoing war crimes against the people of Gaza, there is a possibility that other decisions could be made by other movements in the region.
I am in contact, not just with international leaders who reached out to update on the situation to try to calm the situation, but also with the active political forces in Lebanon to ask them to exercise